Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is Joanna from an early morning Ascension show. We wanted to take advantage of the beautiful sun that's coming in on this beautiful, beautiful spring day. And the flowers are all blooming, and we're all starting this beautiful new rich cycle. And I wanted to come on just for a really short and quick, beautiful early morning weekend message. And we're going to pull an oracle to get you inspired. And our topic for today is finding the romance of you, living in the romance of you, and living in the beautiful art and the passion that is spirit, that is you. Remember that everything within creation is a beautiful experience of exploration, the experience of spirit and the exploration of spirit. Through that, you become a new expression of yourself. You become the new expression of who you are as spirit, the expression of your allness, the expression of the beautiful well of potential that you are, the healing mechanism that you are, the vessel and the fields that you exist within, that you're co-creating within. Everything in and out and above and below is spirit. It's various versions and threads of spirit, various explorations that you've been on. We say on because it sounds like past, present, future, because that's how we understand and we kind of differentiate ourselves within time. The sun is so bright, I'm not sure if that can be seen. Just how you alchemize what was to what is, what was to what wants to be, what is, what the potential can be. And it's all through the center of your beingness. The center of your beingness is that very beautiful and profound and very important pillar of light. That pillar of light operates and harmonizes within the chakras that you intend. The clearing, the healing, and the cleansing of each and every one of your chakras, because it's an ongoing process. Our chakras are constantly being upgraded. Our bodies, our multidimensional bodies, and our systems are constantly being upgraded, as within, so without, as above, so below. And the more that you're taking loving commandmentship through your daily self-care of who you are becoming and your direction of excitement in the passion and the art of God. The passion and the art of God, and we say God, and many get triggered. So if you're feeling triggered, then you know that there's wounds there that you need to clear. What we mean by God is the beyond that is beyond. The understanding of non-understanding. It is the void, it is the all, it is everything within everything, it is the life within all things. And as we become a part of the omnipresent presence that is spirit, the benevolence, loving energy, the benevolent, loving essence, then we will find and we will be so excited, each and every one of us, to our own unique soul's blueprint. We've done many of videos, so go back on the history of our videos about the profundity of a soul blueprint. Your unique soul blueprint is made from eons of your experience. And on this particular Earth experiment, we've all come forward to clear 51% of our karma from 3 to 5D lifetimes that we've all co-created. And from a top-down effect, many of your soul's lifetimes could have come in many different bodies, many different forms, many different sex experiences and preferences and bodies and religions that you've taken on, different planetary species, and all are threaded in this one harmonizing moment of now, the center of who you are with spirit. And so that 51% of karma is going to show up in your everyday experiences. What beliefs are you still holding on to? What beliefs are you ready to transform because they come from the vibrational stories that you've chosen to take on for your collective, for your lineage, and for your own Akash. And your own Akash is also always linked with your sacred trinity, which is always linked with Gaia, your collective, and your own soul and your own soul family. And the sacred trinity is always what you'll be harmonizing in your own unique ascension path. It has nothing to do with anything outside of you as far as placing yourself in competition or the ideological focusing that we've always been used to since our birth for eons is the outer projection and defining of ourselves. So we're now returning all that power and all that energy and all that focus within ourselves to rewrite the sense of self. And that is the process of ascension. It's called self-actualization. It's called self-enlightenment because you're returning all of those outer projections and all those sub-beliefs or the subconscious, anything that has been pressed down underneath that you have been wounded or the experiences held within the psyche on any dimension, any realm between 3 and 5D. That's that 51% of juice and the beautiful palette and the buffet that spirit offers you to truly go within and excavate it. Excavate that 51%. Wake up every day with joy and excitement to nourish that garden. And that is what is meant by the garden of God and the many heavens of God. It is your own 51% that you're excavating those wounds or those fears or those shadows or the wounds of the inner child of the psyche that most don't even know they carry. But they live in such suppression and shut off of their emotional intuitive bodies, they become very imbalanced and they experience what's called psychosis, where they create illusions and delusions about who they thought they were in the reality they're living within, because they haven't healed the wounds that are already asking to be healed. And once those wounds are brought up and healed in a very balanced and benevolent, loving, natural way, it always can be done without synthetic drugs, and some can be used with drugs, of course, of modern day. But much of what our imbalances we've created and have co-created can be healed. Even disease and hereditary beliefs that we take on. For they're all stories of a 3D world that we're now releasing. Everything that has been 3D, the conformities, the sociostructures, everything that we have created, we're in the limitations of the consciousness of 3D. So as we're taking on greater light, as we're honoring greater light, and then we're embodying greater light, we're allowing ourselves to expand in that harmonization of greater light. And that greater light is working with us. It is the begets that begets. So if you're vibrating of a beget energy, you will beget that. It's called being getting. I'm being getting that. So what are you begetting? I am the vibration of love and benevolence, and I relate and I radiate that to the whole universal experience of the omnipresence, because we are, Gaia is not only moving into this new galactic bedding as her ascension is moving forward, because it's all micro macro. We are beautiful micro macro experiences in cellular little pockets of spirit. We are the micro macro children of spirit, of source creator. And we are individual embodiments of spirit. We're individual embodiments of God. And although we have many lifetimes that we're harmonizing in the 5D experience that we're harmonizing, from doesn't matter what planet we're coming from, or what soul aspect or what soul fragment you're harmonizing, it's this now moment that you choose to create acceptance, to create love, to create forgiveness, to create oneness, to create compassion for any issue that you're working on, whether it's a soul fragment issue of competition, of less than and lack, which has been bred and taught in most of our dogma, that we are not worthy of spirit. We're not worthy of seeing ourselves as spirit. We've separated ourselves from spirit. And that's been the experiment on this planet. It's been separation. So it's up to each person to clear and cleanse their belief systems and their lineage systems and their Akashic systems. And that's why no two people are going to be on the very same path. They just won't. Because each soul comes with an infinite number of lifetimes that they've threaded these deep-seated separative beliefs, conformed beliefs, obligatory beliefs, limiting beliefs about your health, your mental abilities, your physical and emotional capabilities. As you align in greater consciousness, as you align and releasing those stories of your Akash, your lineage, your social experience, your social systems, the imprints from the social, bathing and cleansing of our own Gaia grids, and bathing and cleansing of our own collective imprints that have been very negative and harmful and violent. We're all honoring that greater light to live with us. And when you're living in this field, in the field that you are in, and the beautiful the essence of who you are within, you're harmonizing and you're constantly creating, as I wrote an article last week or the week before about portals and what your reality really consists of. When you're understanding how truly profound the essence of spirit, the God is, the God beyond all God, that is your own unique permission slip with spirit, with God, your creatorhood, your guides that you always come with, your teams and your higher self, harmonizing light as you're becoming your higher self. You can create portals through which you can go into and timeline jump into any creative reality that you want. When you're understanding and honoring A1, your 51% of karma and the stories you've chosen to take on, because if you don't understand yourself, you will not be able to traverse a multidimensional galaxy. You just won't. You will be blocked from certain portals because you have not understood the basic honoring universal laws. And that's what I used to teach. I'm teaching right now, I used to. Part of my other role in another planet on the Pleiades is to teach the youngest of children how to honor their multidimensional bodies and how to use their multidimensional bodies and honor it in such a way that they're understanding their own universal soul blueprint with spirit and using the benevolency of all their guides, of all their beings, so that they're honoring how they're traversing different lands and different energies and different threads, so that you're not out of balance. You must know who you are to awaken to greater threads of becoming, to awaken to greater threads of co-creation. And now that we're on an evolving planet, there are so many, everybody, the people next to you, the people in your own house, they're all at different threads of consciousness. Our children are at different threads of consciousness because their consciousness is far greater and far wider than ours is, just because of their DNA, and they're here to evolve, help evolve us from a de-evolved state to an evolved state. So they're all operating on these threads of consciousness and templates that all weave at different levels. So it's very important that you allow every single soul within the soul family and the soul group, even if it's a work group, to honor their own unique path, because they are the catalyst to help activate others that come along these various spirals of evolution. Never stagnating anybody, because then it becomes a de-evolved state and nobody evolves. And so it's very important, those that are the catalysts, those that are the crystalline children, those that do break conformity, those that do go against the grain, those that do break out of obligations and roles. And we are rewriting our human experience. We're rewriting how families are meant to look and feel. We are rewriting how our social systems are serving the greater good and the all without the red tape. As one of those videos that I put out is, how are we restructuring our social circumstances that we're aligning right from the heavens to our 5D grids without the middlemen? And without all of these corrupt systems that serve only those that are in it selfishly. And I've been very, part of my path has been intricately woven with those that have had very selfish soul contracts to thwart against me and to stop any of my progressive teachings. And part of it was to strengthen my own inner resolve to why I'm here to assist the social systems to really break out of all conformed roles and obligations, and helping break the systems of corruption and lack and limitation and fear-based living, so that we're breaking every single one of our fears as a collective, if you will, to truly live in our sovereign creativity. Our sovereign creativity is done through those 3 E's that the soul will always ask for in evolution and self-actualization and enlightenment. Is the soul experiencing itself fully in any one moment? Is the soul expressing itself fully in any one moment? And is it exploring itself in any one moment? And those 3 E's will absolutely be why we are all here, because those 3 E's are the only way we truly reach fulfillment, that soul fulfillment. Are we passionately experiencing who we are? Are you living your life? Are you feeling that you just simply must do what you must do? That is living the 3 E's. And when I teach and when I offer, you all know, because I always say I'm doing short videos, but I always do longer videos because I'm so passionate about it. It's my 3 E's. I love exploring myself as spirit. I love going into channel with spirit. I love helping others to activate themselves as spirit and their higher selves and all of the beautiful celestial beings that you belong with. And start calling in your celestial teams. Start exploring and being expecting those quasi-physical moments with your celestial teams and all that you are as spirit. Start playing with it and nourishing Gaia, because she's nourishing you. It is the omnipresence that you beget with. And so that's the morning message. Are you allowing yourself to fall in love and be romantic with this new beautiful experience that you're becoming more holistic within yourself, more multidimensional and vibrational, aligned with who you are? Your story is your story. Align your story every day with your daily self-work, through reflection of your past wounds and traumas, through your wounds that you're triggering right now, and honoring it all and accepting it all. Because if you can't accept your shadow, if you can't accept the ways that you're jealous, if you can't accept the ways that you're anxious, if you can't accept the ways that you put people down and they've put you down and you've allowed it, if you're not allowing yourself forgiveness in those moments, then you can't access that greater light that's on the equal opposite of that infinity. So just imagine the infinity facing you every day. What can you alchemize? What story will you place in the middle? And what story can you alchemize to make it something new? Because remember, you are not a product of your environment or any of your past abuses or traumas. You are the light within it. So you have the power to alchemize it physically, mentally, emotionally, and etherically. And know when, and be brave enough to know when to reach out. You know when you're feeling imbalanced. You know when you have those negative thought forms. You know when you have those energies that feel as if they're taking over your experience. And it's really just an illusion. It's the fears you're giving over to those entities and energies. Many people that have had disregard for their body, and many of us have, and why we have to move through the 51% of our karma, because we're here to help others and teach others. So there is no fast pill. You cannot jump steps. You cannot exchange destinies with others that many have thought or tried, or do black magic to put yourself in somebody else's place because it's easier, or because they seem to be getting more. Those are all experiences of lack of self, as if somebody has something that you don't. Everyone has the equal access to spirit. Everyone has the equal access to abundance. Everyone has the equal access to self-love and self-creativity. We all do. Spirit doesn't bless one person more than another. It is about how are willing and determined are you to go within and start healing those wounds of lack and limitation. And how did you value yourself, and what measurement system are you valuing yourself in? That's the outer projection. You're saying that you're not valued because you see something out there that gets something. No, you're to get who you are within, the nourishment of self. What are you valuing yourself? How are you valuing the nourishing of yourself? How are you valuing your own creativity? How are you valuing your own voice and story? Start writing your story. Start releasing what needs to be released, because those stories are keeping you in that subjugation of old, confined mental viruses. And those mental viruses can be broken, just like that, just like that, just like that. So own who you are as a multidimensional being. Own who you are as this beautiful experience of source, as spirit, and walk with spirit. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience of who you are as the treasure of spirit. Every moment is a beautiful art form. And how can you fall in love with it? How can you be romantic in who you are? How can you fall in love with who you are? How can you fall in love with every moment? It's you in spirit alchemizing this beautiful romantic experience and put that romance back into Gaia's grids. She's a beautiful divine feminine energy, and that divine feminine energy is needed on our planet right now for healing. And we're so very excited. Our planet is going through a divine collective healing, and many of everybody will be going through their daily reflection that can be done for self-actualization and enlightenment, rebalancing the male and feminine frequencies. And where are you suppressing and holding back your divine masculine? Where are you suppressing and holding back your divine feminine? And each and every person will have to face their shadows within each, because you will be triggered, and that is what is finding on your outside reality, because it's an inner wound that is not being dealt with. And so allow yourself to fall in love with the process, because you're only going to find more and more of your mastery. It's only going to be more and more of your coming to life. It's only going to be more and more of your nourishing the garden of who you are as spirit. You are a divine, beautiful essence of spirit, and we love you so much. And Mother Mary is with you, and all of the beautiful beings from the collective that I belong with. And so I feel your energy right now, and you know who you are. And we'll be getting in touch with you this week for many of the appointments that we're going to be booking together. So thank you for your patience through all of these beautiful times of transition. And I love you so very much. We're always working in the ethers, just know that. I do quantum jumping on many different timelines to help where is needed, just as Jesus did. That's why we'll find in the future that some of the timelines and stories written about Jesus will be varied, because the life of Jesus was traversing on different timelines, and his energy was placed and deposited in different places on our earth and planet, and why the Christ consciousness is still alive today. And it does exist outside any and all religion that has tried to conform the energy of Jesus. And so we want to make that very clear, that when we talk about religion, we talk about the Christhood, all of these things are triggers that were written within confined, limiting experiences like dogma. And it is still inclusive, it is still needed, and we are still able to have pleasantry and pleasures in such organizations and structures. However, we are not limiting ourselves as Christ conscious beings, and we're not going to define it to any one religion that is anchoring us in anything that is limiting or boxed in. The idea of the beautiful Christ consciousness is the Metatronic coding of who we are within all life systems, that is light programs. And those light programs are experienced as our highest soul contract and the highest soul blueprints that we design and organize, and that we absolutely co-create with God, Mother, Father, and all of the highest heavens and all the groups that we belong to on the evolutionary programs for all life within this one universe, as well as many other universes that we all belong to. So thank you, Holy Spirit. And we're going to pull a beautiful card today, one of my favorite decks from Elena Fairchild. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We're giving you a beautiful, very short light language. After the end of this, for many of you are children, we'd love to activate you with your many beautiful souls and the codes that you're moving into to activate your fields of light and your remembrance of who you are as Holy Spirit. Thank you. We love you so very much. And be of joy and dance upon the planet. Sing and express yourselves and co-create, dear lighted ones, for you're all creating the garden of God. Thank you. For you are the seeds. You are the seeds to one another that plant inspiration and excitement and catalyze one another to more harmonious living with one another and getting along. And we will pick 3 cards. Thank you, Spirit. So the weekend's energy for us today is the first one that came up. It was so beautiful because I heard an owl when I woke up this morning. And after the storm, and this is what we're seeing right now on our planet, is as we're going through this really big awakening on our planet and our collective awakening, the collective purging, if you will, we're going to see many things fall and crumble, and it's meant to never ever hang on to something that's meant to fall away, because it's meant to transform, it's meant to transmute, and we can't fully transmute and honor the accepting of the energies that are trying to get in and transmute it if we're resisting and closing down. When we're in fear and control, we close the energy down in our body. Control is one of the most harmful energies that anyone can experience or choose to experience or try to press upon another, because it closes the filters and the vessels down to receive light. And so controlling anything that is in a controlling experience is very, very harmful to the multidimensional systems, to the body, and to the expression of the spirit and the soul itself. And this, after the storm, is that the breaking away from any conformity or any idea or anything that's in your life that is resembling a control experience. Whether it's a work experience, whether it's a relationship experience, whether it's your own belief systems you have within yourself, because it's always within is without. Is there any belief that you are trying to control your reality or trying to micromanage the universe in such a way that you're not seeing the blessings and the gifts that are in front of you? And the breaking away of the storm is that this owl is lifting away the sacredness and moving into a new experience by the light of what it knows to be within all experiences will always be sown anew. You'll always be gifted anew, and you're just going to pick up what you need, and you're just going to move within a new experiential timeline, time thread. And you can do that through pure heart, pure mind, pure body, and soul. When you're doing your ceremonial experiences with your Akash and your teams and your healing teams and the mother and the father and the highest councils that you're clearing your karma with, and they're honoring your lessons of the soul, you need to present to the karma board and to your guides and to your soul that you've learned the soul lesson. And this is how you actually release those deep-seated wounds and why you feel blocked sometimes from the karma that you've created. If you've created karma that you've harmed another, that you've blocked another, that you've taken from another or stolen from another, you will receive that equal karma. And it's up to you to sit in that energy so that you understand the pain and the energy and the anger and the blockage that you've caused any other person or group or entity. And so that's why you feel blocked. That's why you are meant to stay stuck in that energy until the lesson is learned. And it's not anything to do with the punishment, but how is anyone to learn to move into and navigate higher vibrational realms when the vibrational realm that you're sitting on is not being honored and respected for the values and the life expression that another wants to choose? And so those lessons must be learned, to sit into the energy, to know that this is what I caused that other person. How can I choose something different? How can I choose to create a new belief where everybody is free and liberated, where everyone can express who they are, where everyone can live freely in who they are? How can I allow the liberation of another through the liberation of myself? And that's what I experienced. There were so many people that were wanting to pull me back into conformed experiences and not wanting me to grow and not wanting me to expand, that they started creating these blasphemous tactics to hold me back through black magic and many other tactics that were used. And Spirit said the buck stops here, and we've given many videos over the many years to stop, and we've given many writings and articles to stop, and certain people just continue to not stop. And so they may be experiencing certain levels of karma, and it's up to them to sit within it and to understand the damage and the pain and the suffering that was put on others through selfish behaviors and selfish acts. And one cannot move forward unless those are forgiven and given love and compassion from within. It will no longer be tolerated in the 5D experience. You cannot simply go around trying to control others through black magic or spell work, and it will be stopped and it will be blocked. So learn the lessons of why you chose to take it on, why you chose to be a part of that experience. See it from all levels and all angles. See it from all perspectives, because you are one and of each other. You cannot control another in any way. We are not here to control the children. We're not here to control their education. We're not here to control anything. So it's up to each and every one of us to break all boundaries and all obligations and all outdated roles and definitions and social structures that confine and suppress and subjugate. And that is after the storm. We're seeing the dust settle now. So now, after the dust is settled and all the tower moments happen, how may it be created in the highest benevolent way so that all are liberated and able to fly and soar with their own unique sacred geometry? And the diving for light is knowing that within everything, there will always be that divine relationship. Everybody is held in their own sacred Merkaba. Everybody is held with their own sacred soul blueprint and the stories that are written and why you chosen to come here in this timeline. And everything is held within divine relationship. The very center and the crucible of why you are here, which you have access to activate your own DNA and start a new spiral so that you're not repeating karmic cycles. And how you do that is going through daily self-care, honoring your multidimensional bodies as a multidimensional vessel of light. Your cells are spirit, your bones are spirit, your brain and your mind is spirit, and you've got to keep up with the light that's being offered, which means that breaking those conformed, limiting, controlling mind circles and mind viruses so that you're expanding into the light of all that is. And that's why you see the beautiful halo and the beautiful threading and the intricacies around her crown chakra, because she's allowing herself to know that all is light and all must be transformed. The brain is being rewired, our synaptic programs are being rewired. You might have moments where you're forgetting things and you're trying new vibrational words. You want to study higher consciousness experiences because you're taking yourself beyond what was. And it all is all within the intelligence of light. Light is intelligence. Dark wants to suppress and keep it controlled, and light is expansive and fluid and liberating. It wants to explore, and light is always going to be the intelligence of the expansiveness. And so explore, take yourself outside the box, break conformity, and trust yourself, knowing that your inner story and your inner commandment and your inner oneness with spirit, your higher self, your guides, is all you need to be nourished. It's all within. And that's why she's got this cloak, because she is embodying herself in the cocoon of who she is, and that's all that's needed. Never rely on anybody outside of you. Bring all of that within yourself. Know that you can create abundance. You can have a life of your own where you're financially abundant and you're spiritually abundant, you're spiritually rich, and start living in that vivaciousness of who you are. Be vibrant and romantic with your bodies. Be vibrant and romantic with your environments. Be vibrant and romantic with who you are as spirit, creating more spirit. We are rewriting everything in our human experience. We're rewriting how we're going to be healing one another. We are rewriting these beautiful social, altruistic experiences. It's so beautiful. It's like the art of God is living through us. And we're connecting with one another in beautiful, powerful ways. And you're all divine beings. You're divine goddesses and gods all wrapped up into one. So honor your bodies of energy. Honor your divine feminine. Honor your divine masculine. And harmonize it into this beautiful pillar of just oneness so that you can traverse these beautiful realms and threads and templates of light that really want you to explore. And call in your beautiful celestial teams. Call in the excitement to co-create and navigate quasi-physical experiences. Always allow yourself to dream and expand and explore who you are as spirit. Call up the vibrations of your soul. Call up the vibrations of all of those soul fragments that want to live with you and play with you. And this is the art of God. We thank you, dear lighted ones. We love you so very much. The donation links are below. Appointments and links are below for anybody that would like webinar experiences. And we're so happy and grateful for those that have blessed us with beautiful podcasts and beautiful webinars that we've been recently on. We love you so much. And we're so very honored to be with you in this experience. And love and honor Gaia. Send your love to the grids and send your love to all people that are suffering. And we place a light of divine sacredness over each and every one of you. And we're opening the divine sacred heart for the violet flame to bathe and cleanse any energies or entities that are with you that you wish to be released. And it comes within your pure intention of honoring and understanding the lessons that you've chosen to take on why it was attracted. Once you understand those lessons, it's gone like that. Nothing has control of your consciousness. Nothing has control of how you move. Nothing has control of your story with God, for it is as it is. I am that I am, I am that I am. And that is the healing of thy name. You will be known by your light, dear lighted ones, and we love you. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Rainbow kisses.